part on the general comments he's making is trying to...
And I know he's really gone deep about the planning for 2027. I'm trying to focus on this.
But I'll use very few sentences to say, yes, it is his democratic right to imagine some big political hell befalling the country. But I tell you, those are just but imaginations and dreams that will not happen. It will not happen. It's good to imagine that way, and it's good to think that Uhuru is doing this, so-and-so is doing that, or because bloggers did this. Now we have sunk so low that we even want to pay attention to bloggers in the social media. If we are a serious country, let us focus on serious things. I'm not on any payroll. I'm a Kenyan and of good standing, and you know.
They are senior people.
I'm a Kenyan of good standing, and even them, they're also trying to keep themselves busy.
And time is really running out.
Now, now come to ODM. Do you know that ODM is a very grounded political party? And ODM derives its genetic behavior from Raila Odinga, the party leader. Do you know ODM was started by Raila Odinga and William Ruto? Do you know URP is a chip-off, was a chip-off from ODM? And even when UDA exited the Jubilee party, you still hear Jubilee, it just died, it vanished. And when UDA exited Jubilee and formed itself as a big UDA, do you know its genetic coding can still be traced to ODM? If you look at the philosophies of ODM and UDA and even the agenda, these parties are social democratic parties, and therefore their philosophies and likings, they will continue working together. And I don't know whether he is not seeing the similarities, the democratic similarities of ODM and UDA and the leaders working together. And now you want to wish that, going forward, Raila will do this, he'll walk out, these guys will take positions and do that. Now, ODM in parliament, and let me tell you about our parliamentary system. It doesn't create opposition and government. It creates minority and majority. And the leadership of the houses, of the committees, it doesn't say you exclude minority. It doesn't. Leadership of the houses is conducted democratically through a vote by the members of that committee.
But there are traditions in the House that some committees are left to the minority side as far as the leadership is concerned.
It is only that by design that the majority of numbers are normally agreed and they put in their chairs. But that can be vacated. It is not the standing orders. Any member of parliament, whether you are in WIPA, whether you are in ODM, whether you are UDA,
Has it ever happened that the budget and
listen to me. Listen, because you want this
side?
fact. Now that you want this fact, any member of parliament can chair a committee. And so, yes. And so, if it is so decided that because of our numbers, we can elect other members of other political parties to chair committees, it will happen. That one will happen. And so, if these rumors you are hearing here, that ODM will get some seats to chair committees, or even WIPA, if there is any, because we are seated here tomorrow. This is a country where negotiations is open. Tomorrow you can find Kalonzo Musyoka is part of the broad-based government. And there are negotiations and there are agreements. There are gives and take. In negotiation, there is what you call give and take. For that moment, it will happen. So it doesn't have to look like, so ODM is losing credibility because of accepting. No. Who said ODM existed not to chair committees in parliament? Who said ODM existed not even to have ministers in the cabinet? Who said that ODM existed not to have permanent secretaries in government? And who said Raila Odinga exists to stay out there without working in mainstream government. And if President William Ruto intentionally mainstreams everybody and the people he thinks, including Raila and the rest, to work in government for purposes of transforming the country, so be it. The key agenda in the lips of the president, in the mind of the president, is transforming the country. And one force statesman outside the president who understands where the country must go, and who has the widest, the greatest, and the deepest political experience is Raila Amolo Odinga. This is our best statesman in the country. The president recognizes as such. He is working with the president for the good of the people. Let me tell you, Fred, you are seated on that chair as an anchor today. 50 years down the line, someone else will be here.
Yes.
And so we must set traditions that can outlast us. Okay. And so when the two statesmen, President William Ruto and Raila Odinga, are coming with Addis Ababa experience, the journey they have traveled to take Kenya to the next level, I think we need to tone down. And Professor here, and if you think your knowledge can help the country, it should have the knowledge not to really create some hell,
beyond the politics,
some hope.
Beyond the politics, there's one conversation that I really,
for the country.
Just a little time, and it's still on the budget making process.